All right, so I'm going to say something, and y'all tell me how weird this sounds. Wilt Chamberlain, Bam Adebayo, Kobe Bryant. Something ain't right there, but that's just how it goes. Because last night, Bam passed Kobe Bryant for second most points in an NBA game. That is unreal. And I will admit, at first, as a Heat fan, I was like, okay, we played the Washington Wizards. That should be a light dub. I'm not going to tune in this game. There's more games going on in the NBA. And side note, last night, what was going on? A lot of people were scoring some points. Nobody was playing defense last night. But, no, I'm chilling watching other games. A notification comes up on my phone. Bam Adebayo has 31 in the first. Okay, interesting. His career high is on like 44 or something like that. He's going to get his career high tonight. So I'm still watching other games. Here comes halftime. Bam has 50. Okay, it's time to lock in. And during the halftime, I went back to watch like the first half of what was going on. Bam was playing some good basketball. He was like 7 for 12 from 3 or something like that. And he's knocking them down. I'm like, this is some good basketball. Not Kobe, but Bam, he's going off, right? And we've seen this before. We've seen players, Luka, Joel, Donovan, Devin Booker. I feel like I'm somebody else in that instant. We've seen people drop 70-something points, but this it felt different, but it felt weird because it's Bam. Bam's not known to be a scorer, so it just felt different. But he went out there and he got it. And I'm watching this game live towards the last couple minutes. I'm reacting to it. I'm talking to my friend. I'm reacting to it, and I'm like, I hope Spo doesn't take him out of the game. Now I know towards the end of the game, a lot of unethical basketball. Hey, you got to get it how you got to get it. They were fouling to get the ball back. Bam was getting triple team, throwing up step back threes over everybody. But I will admit, as a selfish Heat fan, there was a couple possessions where he passed the ball, and I was like, "Hey, Bam, go get the record, bro. Go get it." But I could understand the discourse of people being mad, and not just it's been people people like Kobe fans. It's not even that. But I can understand the discourse because it was bad basketball towards the end of the game. Even though he got it, it was bad basketball. Spo kept him in the game. You're a star in the league. You're beating up on one of the worst teams in the league, and you playing all 12 minutes of the fourth quarter trying to get the record. They're fouling to get the ball back, missing free throws intentionally. So I can understand the discourse, but it was a funny game because when the Wizards started triple teaming him, and I was like, yeah, Bam just forcing it up. I knew from that moment on, Spo was like, yeah, you're staying in the game, buddy. But he went out there and got it, and it still just doesn't feel real, even 18 hours later. And like I said, we've seen games like this before, but you would have never thought it would have been Bam Adebayo, somebody that's a 20-point per game scorer, one of the best defenders in the league, not even close to being a 30-point scorer, comes out here, 31 in the first. He hit 9 threes or something like that. He was still blocking shots and getting rebounds, and they were force feeding him the ball to the end of the game. You would have never thought it would have went Wilt Chamberlain, Bam Adebayo, Kobe Bryant, because even in 83 points of what we've seen from Bam, I would say the free throws are kind of outrageous. 44 free throw attempts, kind of outrageous. But as a Heat fan, I love it. I love that our players got to get this record because we haven't had much success, or it hasn't been a fun year for us. But for this to happen, I'm kind of being selfish, but I can understand people's opinions and negative thoughts on it. But I feel like this game, this 83-point game, is going to go down as probably the most hated scoring barrage we've ever seen. You know what I mean? Just because of how the way he got it and who it is. And that it's not right to hate like that. But I understand because it's not like one of the GOATs, Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe, LeBron, Luka. It's Bam Adebayo. He's in the history books forever now. People are going to look back 20 years from now and be like, hey, Wilt Chamberlain scored 100. Bam Adebayo. And it's going to be like, what? And it still feels so unreal. But Bam went out there and got 83 points. I cannot believe it. Because even in 83 points, it felt Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point games in this instant felt like it could have been done. because he had he had like 60 or like 70 with like 9 minutes left. Most of the point, when we get to this point, other than we've seen Luka, Devin Booker, and Donovan Mitchell, Joel, they had 70 at the end of the game. He had 70 with 9 to 10 minutes left. Like, do you see what I'm saying? This felt obtainable, and now those last 13 points to get to 83, it took forever. I felt like this game lasted forever. The fouling to get there, it felt forever. But this is the only instance I felt like it could have been done. It could have at least been 90. I felt like nobody's ever going to break. I don't think nobody's ever going to break Wilt's record. But in this instance, it felt like it could have came to like 90 points. If Bam would have hit a couple more shots, he could have had at least 90, which seems unreal. One player. And shout out the Wizards though, because even though I was hating like, hey man, stop tripling, you gotta have some pride at some point. And they did. I mean, like, they was doing everything at them. Triple teams, double teams, triple teams on the inbounds. They was not gonna let it get done. And I could understand that, because like, you don't want one player to drop 80 points on your head. You know what I mean? So they tried their best, but they just couldn't get it done. And I feel like people are going to argue, oh well, no, it was against the Wizards and that. But if you look back at the history, Kobe's 81 was on a bad Raptors team. Like the Joel 70 was on a bad Spurs team? Was it Spurs team? Donovan Mitchell played I forgot who he played on that, but against a bad team. So we don't usually, the best teams in the league aren't giving out these. They're not letting one person to do this. So when you look back at the history, all these scoring records were on bad teams. So, but it's just going to get lost in history because people are going to hate because it's Bam Adebayo. And that's crazy that we could say Bam Adebayo got 83 points, man. It feels so unreal. But hey, man, the sad reality is, for the rest of the year, and for the rest of his career, people are going to be gunning after Bam at this point. Like, they're going to be trying to, every time they see Bam, they're going to be trying to go at him, and they're going to try to cook him and do this and that. And it's genuinely crazy. You know, Bam can't have a bad game no more. If Bam drops 15 points like he usually do, hey, I hate to see the memes. I hate to see what's going to go on the internet, but it still feels unreal, man. I just cannot believe Bam Adebayo dropped 83 points. Wilt Chamberlain, Bam Adebayo, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, that's crazy, yo. That is crazy, man. But y'all let me know y'all opinions down in the comments. I still can't believe it happened.